Hello everyone. Why are there people, who have 24 hours a day like us, born with nothing, but after a few years, they become millionaires, billionaires, while millions of others are still living in fear of money? Are they lucky? Or do they know something that the rest of the world has never heard of? The amazing thing is, not only are they richer, they think differently. In this video, you will discover a secret buried behind the closed doors of the super rich, a mindset that very few people know, but once understood, it can completely change the way you view money, opportunity, and yourself. Part 1: The thinking that helps the rich make money while others are still sleeping. Have you ever wondered? Why do the rich get richer? Why do the poor, despite their great efforts, keep struggling in a vicious circle? And why are there people who have almost nothing in their hands, but can rise so quickly that no one can understand what happened? The answer is not in the amount of money you have. It is not in the job you are doing. It is in one thing: mindset. Chapter 1: What do rich people think before they get rich? Shocking truth: most rich people have a rich mindset, before they are actually rich. Sounds paradoxical? But let's look at the facts. Jeff Bezos drew the Amazon blueprint on cardboard while working for an investment firm. Elon Musk talked about colonizing Mars as a young man sleeping on the sofa. And many millionaires, when asked, say they saw their wealth long before anyone else believed it was possible. So, how did they see it? They have a completely different mindset than the average person. Chapter 2: The hidden mindset of the rich. Most people think like this: how do I make money? But rich people think the opposite. How do I create value so that money flows in? This is an extremely important turning point in successful thinking. An ordinary person can find a job, ask for a salary, save every penny. While a rich person finds problems to solve, creates a system to make a profit, invests to multiply. A specific example. An ordinary person saves $5 million each month to have $60 million at the end of the year. A rich person uses that $5 million to learn skills, invest in experiments, create small products, or buy knowledge that can generate $600 million after a year. Their thinking is, each coin is a seed, not just to keep, but to multiply. Chapter 3: Ruthless Awakening. You've been programmed from a childhood. Rich people not only think differently, they realize that they were programmed like everyone else. And they actively break it. From a young age, you were taught. Money is the root of all evil. Getting rich is greed. Stability is best. Don't dream big, be realistic. But the rich understand that. Those beliefs are only true if you want to live like the other 97%. They choose to rewrite the program inside their heads. They read books that no one else reads. They study things that others ridicule. They dare to try and fail when others are still hesitating. And then, they enter a different world, where being rich is not a luxury, but an inevitable consequence. Chapter 4: The Story of the Think Different. Imagine you are living in a room full of darkness. You see enough, you think this is the world. Then someone turns on the light, and you're stunned. There are so many things you've never seen. That's what happens when you change your mindset. There was a 24-year-old man who was ridiculed by his friends for dropping out of school to sell online. 3 years later, he bought the old company of the person who refused to cooperate with him. Why? Because he thought differently. There was a single woman who was in debt and used to work as a waitress in a coffee shop. After listening to a millionaire's podcast one night, she decided to learn how to write content, starting from scratch. 2 years later, she had her own company, earning 30 times more than before. Do you think it was luck? Or did they change their mindset? Chapter 5: The Truth No One Wants to Hear. Not everyone is ready to hear this. The truth is, if you keep thinking the same, you'll stay the same. No job, opportunity, or magic will save you from your own limited thinking. And what makes rich people special is not their high IQ, not their background, but this. They see the world through the lens of opportunity. Others see only risk. In the next section, you'll discover 3 strategic thinking formulas that rich people secretly apply every day to double their assets, even while they sleep. These things are never taught in school, but can turn ordinary people into millionaires in silence. Part 2, 3 strategic thinking formula that rich people quietly apply every day. In the previous part, you clearly saw that rich people do not think like the rest of the world. They do not make money by working harder, but by thinking differently. But specifically, how do they think differently? What makes them make decisions faster, more accurately, and get rich while others are still hesitant? In this part, you will discover 3 strategic thinking formulas, which most millionaires and billionaires are using every day, but rarely talk about. These formulas do not come from textbooks, but from real-life experiences, and the hidden corners of how they see the world. Formula 1, leverage thinking, think in multipliers, not effort. Normal people ask, how many hours do I have to work to earn 50 million/month? Rich people ask, what system do I need to create 50 million without my presence? The difference lies in the concept of leverage. Rich people don't do it all, they find leverage so that one action creates multiple results. For example, they invest in people, hire people who are better than them to operate. They create profitable systems, digital products, YouTube channels, courses, automated apps, affiliates. They optimize time. Instead of selling labor, they sell value that doesn't depend on direct effort. The mindset here is, I don't work to make money. I use money, time, and ideas to leverage money to work for me. If you still think work more to have more, you are using the formula backwards. Formula 2, reverse thinking, go against the crowd, but not blindly. One of the most surprising mindsets is, rich people often do the opposite of the majority. When 95% of people are rushing into real estate investment, they sell. When the market panics, they buy. When people focus on degrees, they focus on skills. When society teaches you to be stable, they ask how to be free. Not because they are deliberately rebellious, but because they see what others don't see. Rich people know that the crowd often reacts emotionally, fear, greed, and the need for acceptance. They react with data, strategy, and a long-term vision. For example, when the market crashes, stocks fall, ordinary people are afraid of losing money and withdraw. Rich people whisper, the opportunity to buy assets at a low price has just come. Or, when everyone is fighting for a stable job, they quietly build small businesses, accumulate knowledge, and create their own assets. The thinking here is, if you want different results, you have to think differently, even if it makes you laugh at first. Formula 3, value thinking, they don't ask, how can I make money, but what problem am I solving for whom? This is where most people go wrong, and the rich get it right. The average person keeps asking, how can I make money fast? Is there a way to make $100,000 in a month? How can I get rich without capital? The rich don't ask that. They ask, what problem exists that I can solve? Who needs something that no one else can provide effectively? How can I create value that people will line up to pay for? Money is the effect. Value is the cause. The rich understand this deeply. An app that helps millions of people communicate more easily, billions of dollars. A course that helps others make their first $10,000 value that is worth paying for. A YouTube channel that provides unique, high-quality knowledge, steady passive income. The mindset here is, I don't chase money. I build a value-creating machine. And the money comes. The reason the rich less tell these formula. Because most people don't believe that simple things can create big results. Or they hear it, but don't take action. So the rich don't talk much. They act. The average person reads 10 books and still stays the same. The rich read one book, and apply every line. Real story, living proof. A 20-year-old guy started with an old phone and a small idea, sharing financial knowledge with students. No one watched, no one believed. But he persistently applied the 3 formulas above. Find ways to leverage content with AI tools. Do the opposite, share complex knowledge in a super simple way. Focus on value, help students control their personal finances. After 1 year, his channel surpassed 500,000 followers. Brands came to him. Opportunities opened up. It all started with a different way of thinking. Summary: 3 formula for strategic thinking. Leverage: do less, create big results. Reverse direction: don't follow the crowd. Value: don't ask how to make money, but ask, who am I helping, how? You don't need a high IQ, you don't need to be rich from the beginning. You just need to start thinking like a rich person. In the next part, you will be revealed dangerous thinking mistakes that ordinary people often make, and rich people absolutely avoid. They are like thought viruses, silently destroying your potential for success without you even knowing it. Part 3: Dangerous mindsets that silently drag you down, and the rich stay away from them. There is something that few people say. Not all thoughts help you succeed. Some thoughts that seem normal, harmless, are silently holding you back, making you poorer every day, missing out on opportunities, and living your whole life below your potential. Worse, they work silently in your head. Not noisy. Not painful. But they prevent any breakthroughs you could achieve. Rich people recognize these thoughts early on, and eliminate them decisively. They do not let them control their lives. Average people consider them natural and live with them all their lives. Today, you will discover 5 dangerous thoughts that successful people always stay away from. If you find yourself having one of them, it is time to wake up. Dangerous thinking 1: I have to be perfect before I start. Many people don't dare to do anything because they think, I'm not good enough. I don't have enough knowledge. I'm not sure I'll succeed. But successful people know, there is never a perfect time. They start when they're not ready. Because they understand, waiting for perfection is a surefire recipe for never starting. They learn as they go. Correct mistakes when they encounter problems. And most importantly, take action. You don't have to be perfect to start. But you have to start to have a chance at being great. Dangerous thinking 2: Money is the root of all evil. Have you ever heard this? Rich people do bad things. Money corrupts people. Just living enough is enough. This mindset is dangerous because it creates a sense of guilt when making a lot of money. You want to be successful, but your subconscious mind sabotages you. You refuse opportunities. You don't dare to ask for a raise. You are afraid to sell, afraid to start a business, afraid to stand out. Rich people think differently. Money doesn't make people worse. Money only amplifies who you really are. If you are good, you can use money to help more people. If you are creative, you can invest to create greater value. Money is not the goal, but a powerful tool to turn ideas into reality. Dangerous thinking 3: I'm not good at this. This seemingly harmless statement kills all possibilities for growth. You say, I'm not good at communicating, you don't learn how to talk. You say, I'm not business-minded, you don't try to learn about the market. You say, I don't know technology, you don't dare to apply AI, automation, digital systems. Successful people don't define themselves by their current limits. They don't say, I don't know. They say, I don't know yet, but I will learn. Every skill can be learned. The only difference is whether you allow yourself to improve or not. Dangerous mindset 4: Stable is okay. Stability is a sweet trap. It gives you a sense of security, while everything around you is changing. The market changes. Technology changes. Consumers change. But you still keep the same lifestyle, the same skills, the same mindset. Rich people don't choose stability, they choose adaptability. They know, stability is not real in a world that is changing. Only flexibility is what helps you survive and thrive. True security is not in stability, but in the ability to face and overcome change. Dangerous mindset 5, I don't have the same conditions as they. This is the most common excuse. They have rich families. They are better. They are luckier. Average people look at successful people and see the gap. Successful people look at themselves and see opportunities for improvement. You can't change where you were born. But you can change how you learn every day, who you connect with, attitude when facing failure. Take action when you see an opportunity. Rich people don't make excuses. They are proactive. They don't blame circumstances. They exploit everything they have, no matter how small. Not because they are better than you, but because they start without making excuses. So what should you do right now? If you want to change your mindset, you can't just listen, you have to act. Do these 3 things right now. Write down 3 negative thoughts you've been carrying around in your head. Rewrite the positive version to replace it. For example, I don't know anything about finances, I'm learning how to control my finances every day. Take small actions today with your new mindset. Don't wait. Remember, successful people are not that different from you, they just choose to think differently and act on it every day. We have gone through 3 parts. Part 1, Unbelievable Truths about the Thinking of Rich People. Part 2, 3 Strategic Thinking Formulas that Change Your Life. Part 3, Thinking Viruses that Silently Destroy Your Potential for Success. Now is the time for you to choose. Continue living the same way, with the same thinking, the same results. Or start thinking differently, acting differently, and living the life you deserve. Don't just be a viewer of this video. Be a doer for yourself. Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck to you.